Okay, this is a quick review of example 9 that we started on Friday. So we're dividing these rational expressions, and the first thing you want to do is look to factor everything. Um, with the exception of this upper left um, polynomial here. We're going to save that for later, and I'll explain why in a second. And also take note that it is a division problem. So when we're dividing fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. So as you're factoring, you should also convert the right side, what you're dividing by, into the multiplication of the reciprocal and factor. And you can see the colors as I did that. The reason we want to factor the quadratics first and not this cubic polynomial is because we can use the factors of the quadratics as hints to maybe what this cubic polynomial will factor into, because we have to use a synthetic division of a guess and check here with that with the theorem we studied on Friday and Thursday. So we go through and factor everything, and then before you start crossing factors out, simplifying, take note that this blue quadratic here, we should factor out a -1 first and then continue to factor it. And then I'm seeing factors of, x minus 5, x plus 1, x minus 4, x plus 2, x plus 5, x plus 1. So when we get into factoring the cubic, we can use these values, 5, -1, -2, 4, -1, -5, to help us kind of reduce this list, because this constant here is -24, and look at all the factors it has. Plus or minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24. That is a significant number of test factors. But notice what factor is not in this list, 5 or -5. So we wouldn't want to, look at these factors, right? And I don't really see factors of 6, 8, 12, and 24 right now. So I'm going to start looking at factors of plus or minus 1 and 2 and possibly 4 first. So I run through my first run, use +1 and -1, and both of those do not produce a 0, right? So they are not factors. X minus 1, x plus 1 is not going to be a factor. Then I'm going to move over to plus or minus 2. I see that 2 is not, -2 is, which means a factor of x plus 2 exists. And now I have a quadratic corresponding factor, right? X squared minus x minus 12. I'm going to continue to factor that. X plus 2, x minus 4, x minus 3, right? So that is what this factor, or this polynomial, is going to factor into. I'm going to rewrite it now and start to look to simplify. All right, so I'm just looking for common factors in both the numerator and denominator. I simplify. Don't forget there's that -1 out there, so when we're done here, I'm going to place this negative out in front. It's not necessary to leave it down in the denominator there. And I just noticed that this should be a plus. There we go. So this is our simplified expression now.